The Chiefs dominated in just about every way last Sunday, and now with first place in the division on the line, they'll head west on a short week to take on the LA Chargers in primetime. The Chiefs are coming off their most complete performance of the season as they defeated the Raiders by a whopping 39 points to tally their sixth consecutive victory. A key component of that dominant effort was the fact that Kansas City forced 5 takeaways and didn't turn it over at all themselves, which has been part of a larger trend lately. The Chiefs have turned it over just 6 times in their last 6 games, while forcing a league most 16 takeaways. And for the season, the Chiefs are now even in turnover margin despite struggling in that area to begin the year. Keep in mind that the Chiefs racked up nearly 450 yards of offense against this Chargers squad back in Week 3, but they turned it over 4 times. If they can protect the football, which they've done a great job of lately, they've proven they can move on these guys. The leading receiver for Kansas City in that Week 3 matchup was tight end Travis Kelce, who hauled in 7 grabs for 104 yards. Kelce is closing in on a 6th straight 1,000-yard season. He needs just 125 yards to get there, and when he does, he'll extend his NFL record for consecutive 1,000-yard seasons by a tight end. And speaking of milestones, Tyreek Hill surpassed 1,000 yards receiving on Sunday, marking his 4th 1,000-yard campaign in the last 5 years. Patrick Mahomes will look to get Hill and Kelce the ball while avoiding defensive end Joey Bosa, who's one of the top edge rushers in the league. Bosa has 8.5 sacks this season, and his 55 pressures are tied for the 10th most in the NFL. Bosa is one of several playmakers on the Chargers defense, but it's worth pointing out that they're allowing more than 25 points per game this season and the highest third down conversion rate in the league. On the other side, the Bolts are led by one of the top young quarterbacks in the NFL in Justin Herbert. The second-year signal caller has thrown for 30 touchdowns this season, including 7 scores that traveled at least 20 yards in the air. Herbert certainly has an impressive stable of weapons too, as receivers Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are each closing in on 1,000 yards this season, and tailback Austin Eckler ranks 6th in the NFL with 1,265 yards from scrimmage. Eckler is particularly dangerous in the short passing game, as his 494 yards after the catch this year rank 4th among all players. It'll be a test, but the Chiefs' defense is playing as well as any group in the NFL right now. In fact, Kansas City owns the number 2 scoring defense in the league since Week 8, and they've allowed fewer than 10 points in 3 straight games. And now with a 3rd divisional matchup in just 12 days, they'll look to help Kansas City win its 7th game in a row with first place in the AFC West on the line.